Dr. Antony Louis Piriyakumar as a resource person. So I would like to give a brief introduction about sir. So Dr. Antony Louis Piriyakumar is the director of startup. He was a technical expert in Siemens Department of Corporate Technology in Germany. He obtained his PhD in the University of Stuttgart from Germany in computer vision. He obtained his post-graduation MS research from IIT Madras and he is a record holder. He obtained his MSc degree from Madurai Kamaraj University with a gold medalist in computer science. On behalf of Sahyadri family, I extend a warm and hearty welcome to you, sir. Also, I welcome all my teaching and non-teaching colleagues and other students for this session. The topic of discussion for the session is Bionic Eye. So I now call upon sir to take over the session.
So we are going to see something which is of my passion. I hope it will be of your passion sometime later. So everybody follows their passion. So when I was studying in IIT Madras, we have one blind school nearby. I used to go there and work with them for just they were kids, even when I was your age, in 20s. Now I crossed 50. So this young kids, managing them, it was too tough. At the time I decided we should do something for them, and I started pursuing this blind vision for till my PhD. But of course my PhD topic was on looking at human beings in images or in video. That was my PhD. But now what we are going to see is exactly an opposite one. Opposite one in the sense, you're not going to look at the computer vision aspect of it, what biology and signal processing has done, in complement to this one. I hope it works. Yeah, so we are first going to see why we should concentrate on vision. Then we will see what is the legality, because this is a very important thing. In life, many times we miss many things because we don't know the legal aspects of it. So I just would touch upon this thing, then we will see the computer vision aspect. What all we can do in computer vision, and where we stop, where we couldn't go, where we need the help of biology or signal processing. Then we will see what is called as this one is the pointer? Yeah. So visual neuroprosthesis, we will explain what it is. So, and then especially neuroprosthesis, we will explain, and how some of the neuronal recordings have been done, and still it is really a tough field. So this work is not done by us, the computer vision work is done by us, but Bionic Eye is done by MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So anytime you can stop and ask questions, or you can hold it till the end. So in the 21st century, the key thing is information. Okay, everything is information. You know, but much better than us. Because when I told to my daughter, it was in 3rd standard, so I told her, when at your age, when we had a phone, we had to go to the post office. She said, "What happened to your mobiles?" I said, "There was no mobile." When we were there as a child, first time I saw mobile was when I was doing PhD in Germany. So that is a different story altogether. But the key thing is, information is everything. Everything in the sense, even if you don't know anything, you can learn and do something. That's the level we have gone. So how does this information come to us? The information comes to us through various means, through our vision, hearing, touches, and this and that. But the most important thing is the vision. It occupies a huge part, somewhere close to 72, 73 part, huge. 3/4, almost like 3/4 of our information comes through vision, not by hearing or by touch or anything. So vision becomes very, very important for us. But at the same time, what happens if that is not there? That's what meaning you are losing almost like 75% of the information. Only the remaining 25 you are going to manipulate how we are going to do everything with the remaining 25. So the question is, this is what we call, we are not supposed to use the word blind. There's offending, so we need to use visually impaired. The blind person, you cannot call he's blind. You can only say he's visually impaired. That's a word that we need to properly use. And in the world, something like 235 million people are there. It's not some small population, huge population is there. So, and the most important thing is, more than 80% we have saved them from becoming blind. More than 80%. So we will see how this can be done. So this is what you will see if you become old. I am 50, in another 20 years, I think I may be seeing like this. I don't know if I have cataract. with the cataracts will see images like this, because some of our lenses itself have some problem. Some of the retina has some problem. We are going to see which problems will lead to what. And this is another important thing. This is what you will see sometimes. If you have macular degeneration, we will come back to what is meant by macular degeneration later point of time. This is how blind people see the world. This is how they see this. And this could be a usual thing. You would have seen many times the blind people would have, while reading, they would have moved their head because they know only a central part. So to see the face, they have to move so that I get the complete face. To get the complete, otherwise I will get only nose and this one. So I need to look into the whole thing. That's why you would have seen some blind people always moving their head because of these things. Because they could see only some portion of it. With that, I cannot manage. Just giving a nose, I cannot find who is that person is unless I am so attached to that person in some way or the other. So they just see the central portion, the rest of the things are not seen. So this is how they handle it. That's a different story. Okay, so legality is this. Let's not worry too much about it, but let's understand. Try to understand. You have to read through this one. So we call something a vision of 60-60. We will come back to that, what is meant by that later. So with the best possible correction, meaning you get a best glass, you get whatever the best possible correction mechanism. After that, it is less than 660. Then it is called blind as per Indian law. Same thing, similar one. If you see 6 by 60 same as 110, 20 by 200 is also 110. The same thing, just a different nomenclature they are using. WHO has a different standard. The issue is we need first of all understand only one term. What is this 6 by 60? If you understand that, then it will be very easy to say, okay, this is what is happening, this is what is not happening. So let's not worry about this one, but just try to understand there is a wide variety of blindness. For example, I'm not going through every one of them, even though we should go to avoidable blindness, meaning we should avoid blindness in the totality of that sense. But then absolute blindness is there is no perception at all. If you have seen the other images, something they are able to see, one or the other form. But absolute blindness is something they are not able to see at all, nothing they are able to see. That's the main thing. But there is something called as economic wide variety of them. You just count. What is this? 3. Okay, 4. Oh, okay, you don't have blindness. So there are some simple ways of designing things because we cannot have every time some equipment looking into the eye. So people devise simple mechanisms by which we can see very easily whether the person is blind or not. So that's the variation in this. So this is what. By the way, please concentrate on this. This was designed in 1861. 1861. Till today we are using the same chart. If you are a little bit older, I don't think so many, I see a lot of spectacles. People at 20, I am 50, I will still not have it. I think, how many of you have spectacles? Raise your hands and see what's the percentage. Roughly 10%. Okay, let's not worry. So, what is this? This person designed a chart. How this chart is designed, we will explain how this chart is designed. If you could see this line, if you could read, can somebody read this line? Let me see, you don't have spectacles. Read this one. Correct, that means you have perfect vision. So, if 2020, it's not cricket 2020, this 2020 is called normal vision. You can have something like this. If this is visible also, it is okay. This is the band range in which the normality is defined. If you could see it. If you could see some of these things, great. But if you can't see this, that is where the blindness is. This is where the blindness is, because that is 2200. Exactly when you are not able to see this, then the blindness starts. Then the blindness starts. Okay? So the question is this, you need to understand this Snellen chart very clearly. We will explain how this chart is made, because we should understand the engineering aspects of it, not just looking at what is going on here. So obviously there was a nice joke when somebody was put into this, they asked him, can you read anything? They said, no, second line, third line, fourth line. No, why? Because he doesn't know English. So that shouldn't be the case. So they said, okay, no, don't worry. We have in all, nowadays in all Devanagari languages also we have it. and I mean in local languages and everything. And also we have pictorially. If a person doesn't know anything, he can still manage with pictures. Pictures. But the best is this, I mean the English, because I will explain why that is there, why some of our things will not match exactly to this. There's a beautiful construct on this, and especially why they have selected a particular letter. Why it was not A? Why it should be E? There are a lot of meaning in it. It's not just randomly coined. It's not randomly coined. So this is what we call this as a optotypes. Optotype meaning on a white black background, black letters. Very simple, optotypes. Because optotypes gives a huge contrast. Normally that's why in olden days when we were kids, we used to have a blackboard with a white chart. That's a standard thing in any teaching mechanism. If you have been to schools, they have a blackboard, in that they give a white thing. But it's exactly the opposite. In a white one background, having a black. Both are almost similar contrast. Not much, but there are various reasons. So the E has to be written, meaning the last one. 18.8 mm. You have to write E properly in 18.8 mm. Standard at the 20 is 20 feet. Standard at 20 feet. Look at it. If you could see E, you are not blind. Very simple. Very, very simple to see. So the question is, this is what is the scientific aspect of it. It's called visual acuity. What is meant by visual acuity? Visual acuity means a normal visual acuity of 1 means 1 arc per minute. That is 2 separable points. That is, if there are 2 separable points which are making 1 arc of a minute. I hope you understand 1 arc of a minute. Degree divided by 10 arc of a minute. So if 1 arc of a minute, if you could differentiate, then it's perfect. Then it's perfect. Anything less than that is not perfect. Anything less than that. And E is defined like this. This is why they have taken E. The distance between this and this at 20 feet makes exactly 1 arc, 1 minute, 1 minute. So it has been designed. The distance between this is 1 minute, 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 totally it's substance 5 arc of a minute. So that's why E is selected. It's not just like a random some number is selected or some letter is selected and they are trying to find out. So the visual acuity is the most important thing, because we need to have the resolution perfectly. Only when we have a good resolution we can find the minutest part. If the resolution is not good, we will not get the minutest part. So that's the idea. So the key thing is visual acuity. The thing is, if you have a good visual acuity, meaning 2 closest point, if you could differentiate very well, it's great. If 2 closest point you cannot differentiate, yes, there is some problem. So this is all due to a simple phenomenon called as a visual acuity. So now we come back to the meaning of this 2020, not again cricket 2020. So this is our visual 2020. What does it mean? A person standing at a distance of 20 feet, that is this 20, he is looking, if he is able to see all the letters, not 1 or 2 letters, all the letters in that line, 2020 line, like that young guy has said, has a normal vision. He has a normal vision. He doesn't require any optical mechanisms to do this one. A person with 612, okay, has only half of the person of 6'6" or 2020. 2020 is 1, 6'6" is 1, by 6 by 12 is half, so he has only half of that vision, half of that vision. So vision impaired meaning less than 610, 660 meaning 1/10. They are able to see almost only 1/10 of what you are seeing. Less than 1/10, less than 1/10. So basically, what does it mean? The basic acuity is less than 1/10. What does it mean? They need minimum of 10 times of magnification to see. If the E is written, they have to write a big E and then they have to scan through all to get this one. So tough. It looks easy and we are laughing, but that's not the case for the blind people. That's how they see. That's how they understand. That is the problem that they are having. Okay? So let's see how we can do this. So as I told you, I come from computer vision background and we always like computer vision. So please take this part with a pinch of salt, because we will think this is the right way of going. That's why I'm putting the thing as, no, this may not be the right way of going. We need to see something else. That's why I'm taking Bionic Eye instead of computer vision. But this is my favorite topic. I like Aishwarya Rai a lot. So when I was at your age, she got the Miss World Award. We were watching in the midnight at 1:30, going to the TV, whether she will get or not. She got. That's a different story. The question is, the eye, normal eye, processes this information. It has to know this face is the same as this face is the same as this face, even though makeup and everything has changed so much. And then it still says, okay, this is Aisha. What we want to do is the same thing if it is given to our camera, which will see all these photographs, and then take a processing. What we are writing, this is an algorithm, could be some projective geometry or what are the things that we're doing, we call them as a computer vision. And when it says the same issue, then we have done it. Okay? And it is most of the time done. In the sense, currently face recognition has matured a lot. When I say matured a lot of meaning is there. In the sense, still we are not able to find terrorists entering into airports. Terrorists fully enter, like today morning 7:30 I had a check-in, and 6:30 itself the gate was about to close. I had to run to get into that because we landed here 8:01, 8:20 we are supposed to land in Bengaluru, 20 minutes ahead of time we landed. So the question is now people are able to move very quickly. They are doing a lot of pre-processing so that you just place your ticket. But in Germany you need not even do that. You just put a thumb or just show your iris, automatically your ticket number is taken, automatically it is matched with your airline code, automatically it is matched with the time at which this airline is going to which one, then automatically it is passed to that gate number. Only when you go to the correct gate at that time you will be allowed. Otherwise it gives the alarm. So that is the level at which the face recognition has come out. So it's very good, but still, as I rightly said, matured, not enough. In the sense, still terrorists are able to go very easily from one country to one place or within the country very easily, and still we are not able to get them. Still we are not able to get them because that set is very less. All the terrorists in 1.2 billion, it is only a question of 100 or 200 people we are searching. But still we are not able to do that. Anyway, that's a different story. So this is the approach. Computer vision approach is you have the visual input through our cameras. Camera is the sensor which is taking this visual input. Camera could be anything. It need not necessarily be an optical camera. It could be a thermal camera, IR camera, any set of camera, any spectrum, any electromagnetic spectrum, anywhere you can take it. So this is an optical camera, whatever we have put. This need not necessarily be an optical camera. It can be anything else. In such a case, if we could get the same result as your brain will do, then we have achieved it. So what's the key thing? Key thing is the brain, because this is only an input device. Like an input device, I'm a computer science guy. Please take care of input device, CPU. If you're electronics, that's fine. If it's something else, please map it onto the right ones. So this is the input for us. So input is not a problem. The problem lies in the processing, in the CPU. So it is we who program. It is my algorithm which is running. Especially one of the best algorithms which I have seen is actually the lady is giving right now that Nobel Laureates from the same institute, Weizmann Institute. But this not this lady. There is another lady in computer vision. Her name is called Professor Macular Degeneration. Macular Degeneration is one of the celebrated person in computer vision, and she has put these computer vision problems as differential manifolds. But I know for 100% sure how many of you know differential manifolds? Manifolds? Okay, doesn't matter. Let's not worry about this. The question is, you need not, unless you are working on computer vision, you need not know this, but that's the level of mathematics they are working on. Simple problems like this are put in a different geometrical structures in which we are saying, okay, this is what is to be done. Okay, is that clear? Okay, now comes the question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this? The first and foremost thing, the advantage is no operation on human body. Because many of the biology based one, especially the bionic eye, you have to cut open here, go to the retina, put the microchip there, stitch it, again come back. It's a really nonsensical thing, but then it works very well. Okay, So we are going to see in one video how this works very well. So for computer vision, it's not required. Just you put a goggle, and the goggle is just there, and you can find, oh, no, there is a, you need not to touch this thing. It itself will say, no, there is a step ahead, you go ahead. So you don't go ahead, you just restrain yourself. So that's what is doing. The another important thing, you need not to study neuro signals, because we'll come back to that why that's very, very important, and that's why that's one of my last subtopics. So we will see what is the difficulty in studying these neuro signals. We will see that. And the most important thing is easy replacement. Supposing that the chip goes off, again we need to cut open, take the chip out, put another chip, very cumbersome, very cumbersome activity. And one of the most important thing is you cannot put it in the same place, because retina is so fragile. Once you put it, if you take it, you have to put it at the other side. So it's not so easy to manipulate this one. So unlike if my camera goes off, I just throw it in the dustbin, I take another one and put it there. It's so easy, very versatile in doing that. But huge disadvantage. The disadvantage is I am not using my brain power. Like I said, the key thing in the Aishwarya thing, you need not worry about Aishwarya. You need not worry about the algorithms. The algorithms are the one which is basically replacing my brain. So in computer vision, we are not utilizing the brain, because the blind person's brain is still working. His only eye is not working, brain is working. So we are not utilizing the brain of that person. Okay? So that's a very, very important thing. We always miss this. We think them as dumb, and then we would like to deal with them, but many of them are very intelligent. I had a rare opportunity of working with one blind programmer in Germany. First time I first saw his screen, there was a C code, and I said, oh, this fellow looks like a blind guy, and he's having a C code on his monitor. How could it be? Then I asked my PhD guy who was doing, German guy who was doing PhD with me, I asked him, is he, because we can't call somebody just like, and he said, no, what you said is correct, he's a visually impaired person. But I asked him how he's coding. Then he said, no, everything is read out. When he say for I equals 0, no, before that open brace, I equals 0 semicolon, I less than n semicolon, again I plus, everything's read out for him. But the only thing is, he has such a fast typing speed, I can't imagine. Because I can't imagine. He's such a fast typer. So he knows that ASDF and all that by just like that because he doesn't see. He just sees this and only hears the output, and then something is actually can mask that screen. It doesn't affect him at all, because he's not looking at the screen at all. He's not bothered. So the thing is, that's why I said we need to use the brain power. Brain is one of the most intelligent system I have ever seen in my life. So, and the other thing is, there's no need of huge mathematical computations. As I told you, none of you knows manifolds and differential manifolds. Still, you are engineering students doing everything well, getting maybe placed somewhere. The question is, we don't have 100% success. Whatever we do, if it goes for examination, I still remember that scenario. I was working on Mercedes-Benz cars, so that our cars, if some person is coming, suddenly it will apply automatically. That was our work. But another guy was doing an autonomous driving. When the PhD Viva was there, the PhD Viva guy said, okay, you are going to get a permission from the government, and we are going to ride it on the normal road. Stuttgart is a very big city like Bengaluru. Terrific traffic. He said, no, we can't do this. Then he said, we will not give you PhD. Then it was a tough thing. We put the system, but that person stood in the steering. Wherever there was a curve, it was about to hit, he just touched it. The PhD Viva guy said, please touch, otherwise we will be in danger. So do it, especially the crisscross, when the thing you have to cross it when a bus is crossing like this, and you have to cross this thing in an opposite direction. It was too tough. Too tough. He has to touch PhD. So, but that was in 1996. Now things have changed. So we don't have 100% success. Okay. So this makes us to think an alternative way. These are the main reasons. I'm not using my brain power. I don't want to do a lot of huge mathematical computation, which I want. And additionally, and after all these things also, it's not giving 100% results. So we said, okay, let's find an alternative. How do we find an alternative for this? The MIT guys started working on this. By the way, This is a topic of Nobel Prize, in the sense, I think it's Boyle and Smith, when they found it in 1969. The invention was done, this is the same guys here, please believe, the same guys when they get the Nobel Prize in 2009. So after 40 years, they got the Nobel Prize for the simple device called CCT, charge coupled device, for the Nobel Prize, because it's such an important thing. So we are using such a device for our computer vision. We are using a device which is worth the Nobel Prize. It looks so simple because you are having it in your mobile camera. It looks so simple, but if you look into the physics behind this, how many of you back at brigading? Electronics guys? You don't study solid state physics? Okay, great. Okay, it doesn't matter. So, can somebody click it? This is another mechanism. The another mechanism is that people started using ultrasounds. So let's see whether this video goes off. It should not pop up some nonsense.
Sometimes it's the little details.
So this is the usual way. Any blind person, because he has to see, for example, if I'm blind and if I put my leg there, I will fall. So they need to find a way of finding whether the ground is even or not. That's what it gives. No other information. The information what it gives is the ground is even or not. That's all the information it gives. So now the problem comes. Can you stop a while? Oh, it's gone. It's on. Don't leave it. Leave it. Actually, if you have seen, can you go back? Just put it stop. No, not that much. Okay, stop. Run it.
It's more
No. Wait a second. So this is the issue. Now stop. Yeah. See, you have now a stick because his aim is just to check. Okay, I am having my thing and I am going because all I need is the ground to be even for me to walk. But the problem comes in a different way. There is a stick exactly pointing close to the eye. If you move a little forward, it will hit him. But the surface is safe. Understand the main problem. The surface is very smooth, so he is able to move now. But then there is something coming and hitting in the eye, so which cannot be found this mechanism. So this is, even though this helps, this is not a good mechanism. So they invented the new one, the ultrasound one. Sorry, no, you sit and it's yes. See how much of difficulty he has it in going. So, but now I think oh, wait a second.
If Selena hadn't spotted him,
No, go ahead.
Tom would have completely missed his chance to meet his friend.
No, the
This can all
ultrasound
be
should
changed
come now.
with blind spot, an assistive bright white cane for the
See,
vision.
this is a different mechanism. So, just see the different mechanism. See, now the ultrasound is a simple, it's a time-of-flight device. Time-of-flight device means it goes, hits and comes back, calculates. Okay, I know the speed of sound in an air. If this is the time it takes, the object is this distance. Very, very simple. Time-of-flight mechanism. By this, he can now do many things. He has his own controls and everything. You can stop the call and go back. It's okay, stop. Go back to the presentation.
So what?
Next. I can do that. Yeah, can you click this on? I think we need to stay here for some time. So this is the one based on vision, like me type of people developing these ones. So I think maybe we need to, yeah. I think some guys, maybe can you pull it up? The last, that red point, pull it a little up. Can you give it? I hope I am doing correctly. I know this is still further. Okay, let's wait.
Text reading.
Let's wait. So, one other thing what we want to do is that people to read.
Large rose.
Because as I told you, the information is the key. Whether it's my mobile or my book or my newspaper, I need to read. Reading becomes very, very important. So, this can be done now. Almost all, even in Microsoft, if you go to Access, and if you are a blind person or visually impaired person, I should not use the word blind, visually impaired, you can now change this thing. It will now increase the text or change the color so that the contrast looks better for you. Everything is that, or you can say, even read it for me. Or mail from Antony saying that the flight is delayed. This everything is set up for you, so you'll still get the information. And also you can do something like this. I just want to check what is said. So I need not have all the text. Sometimes many of the things are given in the barcode itself. Especially 2D barcodes gives a lot more information. Especially I want to be a big type of word and another thing. The color information is very, very important. But these are all simple things. Very, very simple things, but very useful for life. Very, very useful for life. If I take a blue shirt, I need to find, assuming I am a blind person, I need to pick the blue shirt and put it. I know how to put it, but I don't know which color it is. So many things can be done. You can start. So these things are now available, very easily available. You can take it and do these things. Let's see, other one is also, no, this is not a video, but please say, there are some more of it. This is haptic vibration based. This is how the vibration is affecting, and using that I can find it. So this is the another, oh, it is one more, is there? Because it's too difficult to explain, better is to put a video and you can see this, because as I told you, eye gets a lot of information, hearing gets less, eye gets a lot of information. So that's what is that we are doing. So this is just an edge detector operator, edge operator which is working on this. But these glasses help the blind people, because if they have some problems related to this is one of the glasses. So many of glasses here, but this is one of the glasses. So using that, people can see. I think this is enough. This is enough. So this type of, the idea is, this is very simple. Just put the glass, now you can see something. You may not be able to see everything, but you will be able to see something. Maybe just, okay, there is a step, I need to, and stepping that I need to take a little careful and I need to put it, or there is a steps there, I need to go there, I need to be very extra careful. Every information comes to me as a sound, because I can't see, this is a sound it comes. So I can understand all these things and do this. Okay, so to understand, we need to find how the human eye actually works. Always understand the basic problem, then we will be able to solve the problem. So many of the times we don't understand the basic problem. The one other thing is, the optical axis is not the same as the optical path. This is one of the major differences in the eye. The eye, the optical axis means which passes through the optical center of the lens. But of course, path also goes through this, but it is slightly different. Because our focus point is called fovea. This is the point at which the image is actually formed. The image, the key thing. When you are focusing this thing, suppose I want to find ISI mark is properly printed or not. When I am focusing, initially it will be the huge thing, but when I am focusing on a particular thing, then that's the point at which the ISI will be formed here. Because I want to see that the thing is properly done, so it will be formed here. So this is, you need not to worry about this. The key thing is these two things, optical axis and visual axis. So the visual axis is the one in which the information comes. This is just a physics. The other one is just the physics. And you have the optical nerve. All the information collected from there is sent to the brain, because the brain is the one which interprets many of these things. Many times we don't understand that the brain interprets. Can you come here? Yeah? Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything. Just lift your hand, both the hands. No. Just like that. Just lift it. Now close your hand. Lift one of your leg. Why he is dancing? He can easily stand, right? Why he is dancing? Because the information is shut. He has the crucial information. It's the crucial information. The crucial information is lost. When the crucial information is lost, brain doesn't know. Can he not do like this for 100 hours? We can always do that. But the information is lost, brain doesn't know what to do. That's what is the major thing. Many times we don't understand that. Many times we don't understand the importance of brain. So this is only a visual input device, but the algorithm goes on here for our stability, So eye is important, but then the stability is more important. Now we are going a little deeper into it. So the retina, this is the retina, cross section of the retina, And there's I don't want you to look into all of them, but concentrate on this area alone. If you see that these rods, all of them are photoreceptive and photosensitive, meaning they can receive the photons, interpret them, and also they are highly sensitive to photons, photoreceptive and photosensitive. But we have some specialized ones called as cones. These cones are responsible for color. These rods are responsible for reception in general, but these are responsible for colors. When I see that, oh, here's a blue shade, the information quickly passed through is by this. This rod in my eye, it's not one rod, millions of rods are there, millions of rods are there. But the important thing is, this is not arranged like our CCD camera, red, blue. Every pixel doesn't have RBG. Every pixel doesn't have RBG. It can have either R or G or B, either of them. That's why if you have studied computer vision, you will know a pattern called Bayer pattern, B-A-Y-E-R. Bayer pattern, that works exactly like this. It doesn't have, every pixel doesn't have RBG. They have only either R or B or G, but then they know how to interpret. That's where the brain comes. How to interpret that one very easily. So the idea is this. So suppose if you could manipulate this one, then we are by and large get color information very clear. That's the key thing. This is the same as this with the optical nerve given the importance. So your signal and everything goes through this one. So just to tell you that this is the cut portion from the retina. Retina is the whole thing. This whole thing is retina. So retina does like this. So but light enters through this. Light enters through this. So interpretation is alone given here. Interpretation alone is given there. This is one of the major causes of blindness called retinitis pigmentosa. Maybe you want to sit, you can sit. Huh? So the normal eye looks something like this. A defective eye looks something like this in an ophthalmic view. We have special scopes to see this one. So when you go to your eye test, actually the doctors can see this. Easily they can see and interpret. The question is, this is what if a person having retinitis pigmentosa, the normal person will see this. Only they will see only the central area. Only they will see the central area. The peripheral area they will not be able to see. Peripheral area we will not be able to see. So this is one of the major causes of blindness called retinitis pigmentosa. The other one is called macular degeneration. First stuff I told you, there is some major disease called macular degeneration. The importance of macular degeneration is most of the people as they grow older, as I told you in another 20 years, maybe I will have a macular degeneration. I don't know, God only bless me to not have this. So the idea is the macular region gets degenerated, the macula which is very concentric gets degenerated, meaning disintegrated. Once that is disintegrated, this is what I see. Exactly the opposite of retinitis pigmentosa. We will be able to see the outer thing, the central area will not be seen. For example, if you say to them, look at the boy sitting there or a girl sitting there, they will not be able to see because they will see water, everything, but the girl sitting there, they will not be able to see because the central area is absent. So they will not be able to see this one. So this is the problem with the macular degeneration. Now we have these two problems. One guys are not able to see the periphery, other guys are not able to see the central region. Now we have to match these two things and see how a best solution can be given. So that's where we go for visual neuroprocessors. What is prosthesis? Prosthesis is basically an artificial device replacing a missing part. For example, if I have lost my eye and I'm working with some machines and lost my eye, we have very nice mechanical devices which I can say pick means it will still go and pick just with the brain command. I need not have a programming and then run the program, then go like this. And no, you just think I want to pick it like I can. For example, if I think I want to pick it, I will just go and pick it up. I don't need anything else. Like that it is. It is brain controlled ones. So other thing is that this is a beautiful one. Really, this guy in the Paralympics got gold medal. His leg, one leg he lost, but still he ran. Still he ran Olympics, Paralympics, not Olympics, Paralympics. So paraolympics, he ran. So the whole part is missing. The missing part we replace. That's called process. It's just a medical term. Let's not worry too much about it. But you should understand what it is. For us, this is the eye. What we want to do is the eye is missing. When the eye is missing, we want to replace that eye with other processes. So how do we do that? So this is one of the methods. So before that, we should understand the nervous system. As I told you, this is neuro. Neuro means nerve related. Neuro processes, basically it supplants the input and output of the nervous system. Basically, this is the neurons. Neurons, the information is sent, basically it sends as impulses. I think signal processing people, electrical electronics should be able to understand this much better. And then it goes to bundle, this bundle goes to brain. So, but actually if you see in depth, this is basically a chemical reaction which is going on. In this axons, some potassium ions and sodium ions concentration is changed. This change of concentration, because they are ionic, this change of concentration of ions create a difference in potential. Any potential difference can be created only when you have positive and negative. How do we have positive and negative? We have positive ions and negative ions. So creating this potentials, they create an impulse. It is this impulse which travels. So how does it travel? One of the most important things is it creates the neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters get disintegrated at some point of time, which is received by the following one. So this will have a follow. This will have a follow. For example, if I touch here, it goes to brain. There is no direct connectivity from here to brain, but it goes one like this. It goes in such a fast manner. Very fast it goes. So the question is, we have neuroreceptors which goes here, again this goes there, then this will become like this. This cycle repeats. Very, very simple ones. But the key thing is, it goes all the way to this. But now what we want is, we want, for example, like the case I told you, I want to move my fingers. So now we have a brain implant. Surgery is done, cut open, skull is cut open. Cutting open the skull is a very difficult problem. Those who are mechanical engineering, they will understand this far better than computer science and electronica. So, because when you paste it back, that never sets it properly, because when you are sizzling, some part of the skull goes off. So that you have to cement it, basically not by cement. They have a separate mechanism by which they do it. The process is called cementing. So that you do this, then you have that brain impulses are decoded, and then your muscles are pulled up. Because when I am moving my hands, basically a muscle contraction and relaxation happens. So this is how we do this. So this is the neuroprosthesis. When I am saying neuroprosthesis, this is what is the exact operation that I am doing. So now I am having a visual neuroprosthesis, because I am not interested in neuroprosthesis, but I want visual neuroprosthesis. In the sense, there is a letter, because I want to say whether I am blind, I mean visually impaired, we should not use the word blind. So I have the retinal implant. The retinal implant, this is basically a microelectrode array, a simple microelectrode array, which is an area of photoreceptors, maybe disturbed by disease, maybe working very well, we don't know. Based on that, it forms a thing called as E, then rest is taken care of. Once this image is formed, and if you are generating the same signal like a normal human being, rest of the activity is taken care of, because let us assume only his retina is a problem in this case. So that, let's assume that he lost his eyeball. There are a lot of accidents in which you can lose your eyeball. So once the eyeball is lost, you can have a mechanical or a very nice lenses. And this lenses and this implant, if you put it again, as I told you, you have